the program, an amazing father who was on Oprah today. And we're also here with Leonard. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to debrief with Javan about his experience with Oprah. But before we do that, I want to make sure that we give Javan an opportunity to introduce himself to our listeners, as well as share a little bit about his story, transitioning from a place of incarceration to back on his feet, back home to serving his community and being a great father to his children. Let's welcome Javan. All right.
Thank you. My name is Javan Tooley. I am a resident raised here in Boston. I am a child of 6. My mother had 6 kids. She was a single parent, and growing up, things was tough. As things became tough, she kept working and working and working. She was a hard-working woman. And as time went on, my stepdad would do whatever he wanted to do. I didn't have a father. I didn't have no role model. I didn't have no father figure, no anything. So what I did was I had to try to help my mom out because she got diagnosed with glaucoma at a young age. And by her being a single parent, things was tough. It led me to try to help to provide and put food on our table because it's very hard for a woman to raise 6 children.
Yeah. You know, Javan, your story always inspires me, man. One thing that I'm thinking about is messages that society needs to know about fathers who have made mistakes, who probably have gotten arrested, who are returning back home. What is one misconception that you see that people make about fathers behind bars and returning home based on your experiences?
Honestly, my experience is that me knowing fatherhood is very important, but most of the prison system never had a dad. Majority of them never had a father figure, never had a role model, never had someone to look up to.
Never had a role model. Come up a little bit, Javan. Never had anyone to look up to. And a lot of them behind bars grew up in households without fathers themselves. So I think that's one thing that we need to do, really think about before we judge fathers behind bars.
Come on, Charles.
Because you can't be what you never had, right? And I think it requires learning and for us to be able to relearn that process. But there's a process to relearn what you never had or learn how to be what you did not have yourself. What is that process like for many fathers that you've seen that have left jail and got back into the community in terms of relearning or learning what they did not have?
To be honest, I've learned a lot. I've learned that I never had the person to be able to listen to me, the person where I can cry on his shoulder, and the heart, someone else to love me, and that's my dad. My experience with all of this now is me being a dad. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I love it. I just take one day at a time and be the great dad that I can. And for me, coming to Fathers Uplift, since I got out of incarceration, me learning from Leonard, me learning from you, me learning from Josh, everybody here, I became an amazing dad. I got one of for Father's Day, I got one of the best pictures on Instagram. Someone else posted it, and I didn't even know it. And they're like, man, you deserve it.
Wow. That's amazing, man. As you think about the people that you were inspired by in fatherhood, man, I was inspired by Barack Obama, my role model, Dr. Anthony Owens, and my pastor, Edward Reynolds, and Deacon Satterwhite. Deacon Satterwhite in my church. We used to eat fried chicken together in church. At those black churches, sometimes you sit down and get those fried chicken and fried fish dinners, and we used to just sit down and talk about what it meant to be a man, and I can definitely say that I gleaned that experience of fatherhood from him. So just kind of hearing your examples and what supported you made me reflect on what supported me. Now, Javan, you've experienced what many people wish they would have experienced, which is to sit with Oprah.
Come on.
Okay? Today. And Killer Mike. Hold up. And Tyler Perry. And a whole bunch of other dynamic fathers. Can you just tell us what that experience was? Because you know better than us, because I never sat with them before. So tell me what that was like, man.
To be honest, me seeing Tyler Perry on there was an amazing thing because it was more like I watched a lot of his movies. He inspired me to do better, me knowing of his story a little bit, me knowing that he was homeless, sleeping in cars, and me knowing that he became successful. And like he said, everyone told him no, but once that one person told him yes, it was off and running. Me listening to Killer Mike, and then me remembering when I watched the news a few weeks back, that was actually him. And I'm like, wait, hold up. I didn't really pay attention, but I'm like, wait, that is Killer Mike. It's amazing to hear from him. It was amazing to hear from 100 dads and all different type of brothers out there. And one thing I have learned from that, and now I know to what I am today, tomorrow I need to be better. So yeah, I am a great dad today, but I need to know what I need to do tomorrow to be better. And that's what I'm gonna ask my lady when I get home today. I'm gonna ask her, what can I do better? Become a better dad. Even though she awards me, you know, she buys me nice things, she tells me you're a great dad. I can't take that from you. I can't take that from you. You're a great role model. You're a great father figure to my daughter. I'm like, wow. And she has a daughter of her own. And she tells me this all the time. Like, I don't never hear nobody give her advice but you. I wish her own dad can do that for her, but I appreciate you taking the lead, bro. That's what she always tells me. But man, me with Killer Mike, Tyler Perry, Oprah, it was just amazing, you know, me listening to them, me taking heed to everything that they got to say, man. You know, for all my fathers out there, and if you are a dad, but it takes a real man to be a father, I suggest that you get enrolled into these children's lives. I suggest that you, like, even if it takes you to go every other day or start off with the weekend, start somewhere, and that has to be now, because eventually these children, I have realized, are gonna do the same thing I did. They seek love elsewhere. And with that being said and done, you gotta realize when daddy's little princess wants that love, they're gonna look for how you treated her mother. And if you wasn't around, then she's not gonna know what to expect within a man. And when she cries because she didn't get into gymnastics, ballet, whatever it is, you're not there for you to be able to, for her to be able to cry on your shoulder. And for daddy's little man, you know, when he doesn't make that football team, the basketball team, anything,
come on, Javan,
you gotta have that ear. So you need to step up and be there now.
Come on.
It kind of makes me emotional because it's like,
let's cry. Can we cry together, man? It's okay. I'm over here about to cry, Javan.
no, because it's like, I realized what I didn't have. And today it's like, wow, I'm amazing thanks to you guys.
got you, man.
We got your back, man.
Keep pushing, man.
Oh, we got your back. We're
It's
so proud of
amazing,
you, man.
It's amazing.
You guys opened the door for me with a lot of things, and you guys opened it. Even with the federal PO coming down here and people coming down here asking questions about me, you guys opened that door and groomed me to be a better father, be a better dad. Yeah, I was a good dad then, but now I can really sit back and say, wow, I accomplished a lot from you guys. And it's like, only if dads can realize what they can become. I even have other family members that are in you guys' program. And they're like, man, I tilt my hat up to you, man. It's like, I want to be like you. What can I do? How can I do it? And I tell them, sit down one-on-one with Fathers Uplift. See the resources that they have. Just because you may not have something one day, they will make it happen, you know? Like for me, I didn't have a baby crib. You guys made it happen, like brand new, a baby crib, a mini crib at that could grow into a twin size bed. Like you guys made it happen, man. It's like, I didn't have it. It's like, Javan, don't worry. We here, don't worry. Just slow down. Don't burn, don't crash, just we here.
Ah,
That's it, man.
come on, man.
Wow. And you did that, Javan. You did that, man. You gotta understand it's a partnership, man. This is a movement beyond the program. Let me ask you this, man. Why you didn't give up, man? Why can't you push it, man? 'Cause you ain't playing. You bringing dads in this program, man.
What kept me pushing was you and Charles. Me seeing Charles on Facebook all the time, advertising stuff, promoting things, promoting the dads of the year, promoting the dads of the month, even of the day. It doesn't matter. It starts somewhere. And then when it came for you, Leonard, you just always reached out, make sure I was okay. Hey, I'm checking in. Come on, come down, check in. Don't be afraid. Because a lot of us, as us being men and women, I'm going to speak for both, we're afraid to see what type of resources that are out there. We don't take our time to look. We don't take our time to really learn the program or see what do they have, you know? And it's bad because other resources will direct us elsewhere. Or because you're receiving resources from somewhere else, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You guys don't look at that. We're here. Our doors are open 24/7. If it's an emergency, call us. We got collisions. We got everything on board, you know? And then me seeing you guys are having women's programs. I believe it was on a Saturday. I think at 1 or
the ladies' lounge.
Yes, that even inspired me more because it's like, you guys are not leaving the moms out. You guys are not leaving the dads out. You guys are right there. You guys got the doors wide open. Yeah, we're here for more dads, but we're here for the ladies too. And that's what something that kept me motivated, that kept me pushing.
Wow. Listen, I think I see a tear over there, Leonard. Leonard's over here about to bust a tear. He's trying to hide it.
Well, like Charles said, it's all right. You gotta let it out.
It's okay. I cry. I'm not afraid to cry.
I would say this, a lot of programs don't do what you guys do. They don't reach out. They don't ask, are you okay? They just tell you what you're gonna do and hope that you actually do it. They don't make sure that you follow through with your goals, with your accomplishments. They don't tell us to write down what our goals is. Check off every accomplishment. Check off everything that we did so far. They don't do that. And you guys tell us first thing first, work on us. How can we raise our children if we don't work on us? How can we become a better father if we don't work on us? It's impossible. So you have to work on you, and that's something you guys taught me. Work on you first. Everything else will fall in place.
Javan, I think that what you just said is nailed on. We appreciate you, man. Your authenticity, man, your vulnerability, what real men do. We're vulnerable, we're authentic, and we show love where love is earned. And I want to say this too, man, is that you are a prime example of what it means to not become a victim of your past. I think that many people, and I would say sometimes, fall into past things that have harmed them the most, and they become that. They become the anger. I was one of those people. They become the shame. They become the guilt. They become the feeling of worthlessness. But I want to say for you, man, you're rising above all that, and you're letting us know, hey, if Javan did it, we can do it too.
Come on.
I really hope and pray that these prisons in Massachusetts have you guys there, because there's a lot of dads that deserve a chance. There's a lot of fathers out there that deserve a chance. And even though as us being men, we don't know how to really become a man. And every day I'm learning, and I'm learning that from you guys. Every day I'm learning, man. It's not, I never met an adult, and this is what you guys taught me. I never met an adult that's fully grown and that's not learning no more. People are learning every single day. New things, it doesn't matter. You didn't know that yesterday, so now you know that today.
Come on. I remember the words of one of the dads who taught me something a long time ago. He's one of my first clients. He said, Charles, when you get to this place where you stop learning, you're fucked. Yeah. So he said, you'll never want to get there. And this father, let me tell you, I was providing him therapy, but he was also providing me therapy. Hell, we was providing each other therapy. But on that note, Javan, my last question to you is for the fathers out there that are seeing what's happening on the news. What is it that you would encourage them to tell their black children who are seeing the news? What are some positive messages that they can give their kids?
Tell our children the truth. Don't hide it. Don't lie. Don't lie about your past. Don't hide your past. Tell the truth so that your children does not become like you. If you're a positive role model, then be that. Show your children and still tell them the truth. But you want your children not to follow in the same footsteps as you. You don't want them to become a statistic, you know? And for all the fathers out there, I love you guys. Yeah, I was a street dude too, but everybody changed. But I pray and I ask that you guys come together. Forget all this black on black crime, because you gotta understand Black Lives Matter. And if Black Lives Matter and you guys are doing black on black crime, it doesn't make sense, you know? And even if you don't know how to fully get out of the streets and not be an active player or an OG or whatever you guys want to call it, reach out to Fathers Uplift. They got the resources. Even if you don't know how to escape or move away, they'll help you. And I ask that you guys come up here, you know, and from me and a lot of guys in my community know me from Roxbury, Dorchester to Mattapan, Southend, the whole Boston pretty much knows me. And they even know my older brother. He used to go by Tooley. So when some people see me, they think I'm him. And he was just a partying guy, but now he's deceased, you know, God rest his soul. But he also encouraged me to change because I paid attention to his story. And I realized last year when I got released, I was held in incarceration for something I did not do. And I wanted to hurt the person, but I say, no, I can't do that because I don't really even know you. You don't even know me. You don't know my name. You don't know anything about me. But that's why I got released. But I prayed and God answered. And me looking back, and I realized my brother been in prison one time. He did one bid, got arrested one time. That's all it took. And he gave it up. He got shot and stabbed one time. And he gave it all up. And he changed his life, and he was focusing on his beautiful daughter. And now I came to realization I gotta be his and live for him as well. Because after he was deceased, I don't know, I just didn't look at life the same.
Wow.
But now it's more like, let's go you dads. Take off them hats, take off them jerseys, whatever you guys want to call it, and let's become a dad. Let's put on the real suit, the button up, the shirts, the collar shirts. Let's do it all. Let's show our children what we need to do. Even if you got to march to the state house in a suit and tie, go ahead, you know? I'm rooting for you, seriously, man, you know? And I pray that you guys reach out to Fathers Uplift, man. They're right in Dorchester, right on Southern Ave. It's not, you can't miss it. You can't. If you're going to Dorchester Court, you might as well come on down here. Because hands down, your lawyer can't get you out of that. But guess what? Fathers Uplift can. And best to believe, they work with the community.
Come on. Listen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Javan said it best. And I would say this last statement Javan told us, remember who you are and remember what you have to live for. What you have to live for is greater than where you've been, right? So thank you again for joining us, Javan.
Wow.
Thank you again for joining us, listeners. And we will see you next week at AFAR.
That's it.
Absent for a reason.
Keep pushing.
Peace.
Fathers Uplift. Change the narrative. Fathers Uplift. We can prove it. Fathers Uplift. It takes a village. Fathers Uplift will help you through it. Time and time again, the narrative penned about fathers is that they don't want to be there for their children. But what's hardly ever mentioned is how there are a multitude of reasons a father can go missing. More than the he doesn't care or he wouldn't dare step up because he doesn't love his children enough ones. It's true. Some fathers don't want to be involved at all, but contrary to popular belief, that percentage is extremely small. Before we start saying this dad was intentionally an absentee, we must first assess whether he isn't there but wants to be. We must also evaluate whether mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, economically, socially, environmentally, fathers are equipped to maintain positive relationships with their children. Fathering is not a singular act. If he lacks his village and community support, then of course he may go MIA. That's why therapist Charles C. Daniels and Samantha Fields Daniels founded Fathers Uplift to help guide and provide them with the mental health services they need so want-to-be fathers can actually make better decisions for themselves and their families.